So today we're going to look at adding mixed numbers. All right, so we got 5 steps to follow. Number 1, we got to find the least common denominator. Step 2 is we have to find equivalent fractions. Step 3 is we're going to add the fraction part, not the number out front. That comes in step 4. And then step 5 is we're going to write it in lowest terms. So let's look at this first one together. So the first one is 4 plus 4 2/5 plus 3 1/2. So let's look at it. Alright, so I got 4 2/5 plus 3 1/2. So the least common denominator, or LCD, is 10 between 2 and 5. So I turn my 2/5 into 4/10 and my 1/2 into 5/10. I add the two fraction parts. Don't worry about the two numbers out front. So 4/10 plus 5/10 is 9/10. So that's step 1 through 3. Then step 4 says we add the whole numbers in front. So I do 4 plus 3, which is of course 7. And then step 5, I just put my fraction part and my whole number part together. And so 4 2/5 plus 3 1/2 is 7 9/10. Now you gotta double check to make sure you're in simplest term. And of course 9/10 doesn't simplify, so we're good there. Alright, so that's number 1. So let's look at number 2. Number 2 is a little bit harder. We have 8 7/10 plus 4 3/4. So to do this, we gotta find an LCD. Alright, so of course we could do 10 times 4 and get 40, but that's not the least one. The least one is 20. So we got 7/10 becomes 14/20. 3/4 becomes 15/20. I add those and I get 29/20. So let's go ahead and turn that back into a mixed number. So that's 1 9/20. I add my 8 and 4 and I get 12. And then I combine my two answers. So 12 plus 1 9/20 is 13 9/20. And of course that doesn't simplify either. So right now I want you to flip that paper over and try those on your own. Try that one problem on your own. See if you can add mixed numbers. And if you got a question, don't hesitate to ask.